Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Shut Door, or Door Shutter, coming back to you with episode 4 of Cave Factory. And today we are currently just waiting on some stone here. I do have quite a bit of it already, but we are going to really talk about something real quick. So off camera, I've been busy. As you can see on the mini map up here, there is a lot of work done. You can see all of these just areas, right? Well, they're all farms, or well, going to be farms, because not all of them are done. We have like cactus, we have sugar cane. Back here we have raspberry seeds growing. We have blackberry, sweet potatoes here, melons and pumpkins over here, potatoes here. We got lettuce. This is a full field of lettuce now. Full thing of carrots. Got a wheat thing, of course, and these are yet to be finished. I mean, they do need just dirt in them and a bucket of water, and they'd be fine. But I just haven't done that yet because I just really haven't felt like getting dirt yet. It takes a little bit of time to get dirt, in all honesty. So I've kind of just been not doing that. And this is crushing up some of the ores that I've gotten from mining there. Let's take this stuff out here real quick before we forget and go throw it in here. I did make some upgrades for these things so I could hold more stuff, just because I was, throwing it into the chest because I couldn't put it anywhere else. But anyway, all right, so there's nothing in here, so let's clear that real quick. Let's actually move this back. So if we, I think it's just shift right click, you can pick it up and put it back there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of stone, put it in here, and you can see that we can create a blank rune is basically what we're going to create, right? So the blank rune is actually going to be very useful for the tier 2 altar that we need to make. So first, we got that. I'm actually going to go turn the spawner on before I forget. And what I probably want to do, I want to try this. So over here, I have a whole bunch of drawers for the thing. I'm going to grab 16 sugar. I don't really know what sugar does for the spawner, but I'm going to throw some more on here, right? So let's just go throw as much as we can. So we'll throw all 16 on there, close that up, and actually let me go grab the sacrificial dagger. Dagger of sacrificing. Not sacrificial dagger, but still. Alright, anything? Looks like we're still waiting. There we go. Okay, so we do need quite a bit more life essence in here, just because we do need to get more of these runes, which cost 1,000 LP every single time. So we're kind of just waiting on this stuff to spawn here. Why is nothing spawning? Just gonna toggle it. Make sure that that sugar didn't just break the spawner here. Alright, we'll grab that out. Alright, I'm gonna break this hopper for a second here. Alrighty, so I don't know why stuff's not spawning, so let me get this filled and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I'm not sure how we're really going to do this, but I guess we're going to figure this out. So basically what we want to do is create a blank rune here. So a blank rune is this. So we actually need 8 of these, I believe. For some reason, we're going to have to craft one at a time, which is not going to happen. Okay. So basically what we can do with these 8 is surround this with them. So, or well, surround the under part of this with them. But the problem that I'm finding is, how are we going to do this when we have zombies, right? Like, because at the end of the day, we can't hit them if there's a block right where we're standing. So that's a thing. But I think what we can do, actually take that torch out, because that's going to be kind of useless. And we could just place a torch here and a torch here. And this should be a tier 2 altar. Right? Okay, there it goes. But now we have to find a way to kill the zombies. I think the best way to do that is to probably have a hole here. I'm not sure if that's correct. Like, what if we dropped this down just a bit, right? Like, have something like this. I mean, yes, baby zombies would probably be an issue. But I mean, if we can actually just hit... Let's cover this up. If we can actually just hit everything from right here, we should be good. I don't think... Let's see here. So do I have a trapdoor again? I'm going to go with this again. Actually, let's go with a slab. We have some slabs in here, right? Okay. And if I put that, like, right here... Yeah, I can still see inside there. Okay. And I'll be able to just pull and push everything in there as well. So what we need to do now is quickly claim our reward. Use rewards from the quest to upgrade the spawner. Okay, so just a whole bunch of this random stuff. Alrighty. So apparently we can throw gas tiers on this. I have no idea what these do, but it did say add them, so that's what we're going to do. I really don't know what mod that is. I really want to know what mod that is, but it's fine. Alright. So let's see here. So we should have stuff spawn. We could actually probably take these blocks out. Right? Anything? Alright, how much does this actually have now? So it's still 10,000. So we need like runes of capacity or something. Alrighty. Okay, so we also want to look at getting an alchemy table, which requires another blank slate that we could actually probably gather real quick here. So let's see. So we throw that in there. The only thing that is difference between tier 1 and tier 2 with just default runes, by the way, is the stuff you can craft with it, because certain items need like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, so on and so forth. So that's basically the only difference. I don't think speed is increased because runes of speed... if you look up rune of... You can see that there's rune of sacrifice, rune of self-sacrifice, rune of capacity, rune of augmented capacity, and rune of the orb. I thought there was like a speed rune. Yes, okay, so there's the speed rune. So there's different types of runes in this that basically, you can see speed, there's sacrifice, displacement rune, and all of these do a different thing, right? So speed rune makes it faster for crafting. Rune of sacrifice just basically makes it, you get more LP per, sacrifice. This one's if you're doing the poking yourself, then this will give you more per poke. This is... I think displacement is taking it from this to the to another tank, because this actually has a limit on how much you can transfer out of it per tick, I believe, and it might not be tick, but it's basically the same thing. And so if you put these here, you'll be able to pull more out of it quicker. Renault Capacity, of course, just increases capacity. I don't remember what this one is. I do think this one's like, it gives it more LP per, but I might be wrong. Acceleration and charging. I'm not 100% sure what these last two do, but there's plenty of stuff in there, to look at, and upgrade your table and things like that. So we'll have to look at that sooner or later. All right. So let's see here. So if we look at, so we need an alchemy table. So the alchemy table requires a few things. So some gold, some iron. I think it's like one piece of iron, wasn't it? And some wooden planks. Honestly, I have never used the alchemy table from Blood Magic. I will be upfront. I don't think I ever have. And that is not how I want to place it. I want to place it like right here. Okay. That'll work. Alrighty. So the alchemy table What do we need this for? I know it's like, we need it for like grass. Dirt, bone meal, and seed, and alchemy table will make grass. So that's pretty nifty to know. So let's see here. So let's pen this, right? Let's look at, we've got Arcane Ashes. Use it in the ground to draw some circles. Okay. So let's look at grass real quick. Let's see the actual recipe. So alchemy table. So it is dirt, bone meal, and wheat seeds. So we'd actually need some granite. So I also didn't mention the iron furnaces here, the gold furnace thing here from the iron furnaces mod. These are better, well, not really better, they're just faster than the normal vanilla furnaces. But I do have speed augmented here, which causes them to use more fuel, which is fine because at the end of the day, that's kind of what I'm wanting, is to these go faster. So that's these. I mean, they were kind of expensive, but you know, we don't talk about how expensive they were. Actually, let's show you how expensive they were. So these are just iron furnace surrounded by gold and a gold block. And then these are just iron ingots around a furnace to make an iron furnace. So, I mean, they are kind of expensive, but I honestly think they're a little bit worth it. So that's pretty good. Let's grab the granite out of here so we can go quickly make some dirt. Okay, so there's some dirt. We actually need to drop some rotten flesh. Okay, and then how's this going? I want to make sure this isn't overflowing. What else do we need to do? So we need Arcane Ashes, which I'm assuming is done with the Alchemy Table. So redstone, white dye, gunpowder, and coal. Okay, so I think we have some gunpowder in here. Okay, we have a piece of coal. A piece of coal, piece of redstone, and a full inventory. Mostly due to me mining stone. Which is fine. Alright, let's put some of that stone away here that I have in my inventory. For some reason I have a random ingot as well. Let's see, so Arcane Ashes. Also, you can see here that this shows all the blood orbs you can use. So we're good with a weak blood orb. So that's pretty good. Well, I actually need to convert this to this. Convert this to this. So that. And then we need the blood orb, which is actually in my inventory. Which I'm pretty sure you actually need to have stuff in your network to do this. So if you don't, you might get damaged, which is not a fun thing. But I do have some inside of my blood orb. I took excess out of the altar a while ago. So that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Trying to click this. Okay. So we got the Divination Sigil, which actually, if you don't know, is actually the way you're supposed to read the altar, by the way. So you usually shouldn't be able to see the LP inside of your altar. Usually, you have to click on this. Is it shift click? I know you have to click on it. There's so many things in the way. Well, maybe. I guess not. I don't know why that's not working. Usually you can just look at the altar. Maybe it's not a thing anymore. But it does say peer into your soul, so it seems like you can read your own essence now, and only that. I thought there was a way to look at the altars like tier without one probe. But okay. I mean, I guess I'm wrong. Alright, anyway, let's look at getting this. So let's get a dirt or grass block here. So let's go for that. Let's go for that. Let's go for that. And then what else was it? A piece of dirt. Okay. And this will equal a grass block. We can probably set this down and start getting animals. I'd hope. I don't know. I hope we can, but I'm not sure. But this thing's suggesting we make one, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's get some bone meal from that. So we've got like the water sigil, which is sugar, water, water, and a blood orb. Okay. I think we can do that. We're kind of just going with what's happening here. There's an infinite water source over here, by the way. Kind of just off in the corner, because I don't really want it in the middle of the area, so. Okay. Let's convert that to sugar, if I can. There we go. So we'll do that, we'll do that, we'll do that. Also, I did realize that Cave Factory does have Apotheosis in it. So that's a thing that I will be avoiding with a passion. Apotheosis is a very interesting mod. Don't get me wrong. I just don't like it at all. It does a little too much, in my personal opinion, to take away from vanilla, experience a little bit, and that kind of bugs me. So I won't be using Apotheosis. I will be probably just going straight Tinkers and never turning back. In the case of this mod pack, I do have blank slates on me. We're fine. Okay, so what we can do is we can do the Arcane Ashes, right click on the ground, right click with the water reagent, and then right click with a blank slate. And you can see that it starts spinning and everything. And when it starts spinning and when it finishes, you should get the water sigil thing that you're looking for. Okay? So basically, these sigils actually require life points in your network. So if I see that, 400 LP, I went from 4,500 to 4,000, most likely because I did that arcane thing, which probably does cost life essence. Or it could be the alchemy table. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't really check before or after any of them. But this actually should allow for me to, deploy water whenever and wherever I see fit. And then you can look at the life network here. And you can see that we are down 200 LP. So this will require life essence, of course. But that is pretty cool. So now you have the ability to just have water. Right, so if I wanted to real quick, I could actually grab my orb out of here, okay, and come down here, right, throw this in here, and let that start gathering up some essence. Let's actually turn my magnet back on here. Okay. So you can see that this is almost full here. So this only can hold 5,000 LP, of course, and that is good. Okay, so we have a full thing of that. What else can we do real quick here? So we're kind of just chugging along through the quest. We've got a Sigil of the Blood Lamp. Okay, so I think I know what this one does. Let's unbookmark this one here, or unpen this one. This one I do believe summons a light. Yeah. With every click, you can see that it is there. And I think the only way to destroy this is actually placing a block on it, but I might be wrong. Oh no, you can see there's a little tiny block. And you can just punch it. Okay. So that's pretty cool. And then the Divination Sigil, that took up like 10 LP for that little light source. So that is pretty nifty. Alrighty. We are getting a crowded inventory here. We are now done with this like bottom area. Everything down here is done. So let's go up here. So we've got things. So this actually does suggest like speed runes. This thing is suggesting Rune of Sacrifice, Rune of Capacity. Rune of Capacity would probably be something I'm much more interested in. But of course, this is a reinforced slate, which is a tier 2 altar with 2,000 LP. And that's not too bad. We could definitely look into that. Rune of Capacity would actually be probably the best, in all honesty. But I think that requires tier 3. I think. Yes, tier 3. So we won't be getting that one for a little bit. Then this is saying, yeah, we want to get to tier 3. Okay. So let's see here. So I think... I could upgrade... I don't remember how blood magic works. I know back in the old days of blood magic, you could actually create a... I'm wasting those zombies. Back in the old days of blood magic, you could only put 4 runes on the altar. I remember that. I don't remember how true that is today, because things change. So, we are probably going to have to test that. And I'm actually going to turn this off, because I don't know how I'm going to do this. Okay, so let's clear out this zombie here. Actually, let me kill all these zombies, because I need to do something else real quick. So let me grab a pipe wrench and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so if you do not know, you can actually use pipes here to do some pretty cool stuff. So one of the things I really like about pipes, and I've grown to like about pipes, is the fact that it will not pull an item if it doesn't have an accessible inventory. So I can put a chest or a drawer, whatever, with the blood slate in here, throw that in there, lock it in, and then I can just grab a hopper of some sort, and then I can grab a piece of stone, throw that in here, and that will constantly make things, right? This will make the blood slate. So I actually want to get to speed runes, right? So we have 2 in here. Let's go make a single speed rune. Let's go see what happens if we make a speed rune. And since I have all the sugarcane that I could ever need, due to the fact that I have a farm of it, this should be fun. So let's look at speed runes. Okay. So we actually need stone, which is fine. And we actually need to go steal a rune off of this real quick, because I'm not going to go make more runes. So I actually haven't touched blood magic in a long while, and I'm happy to actually be back touching blood magic. It's always an interesting and fun mod that I don't really ever pay attention to much. I know there's been there was like updates back in the day where it added like tier 6. I don't know if that's actually in this pack. I don't know how much they actually ported of blood magic so far. So we could actually probably make another speed rune here, since it gave us more blank slates. So let's go make another one. And I'm actually going to go back here real quick. Steal this bad boy. Alrighty. So we can go speed rune. Let's actually go make another speed rune. Actually, do we want to do a speed rune or do we want to do a sacrifice rune? I mean, this would be more expensive. We do need a different blood orb. Let's just keep with speed runes for now. But we'll call 2 good, I think. For right now, 2 should be good. Okay, let's throw this stone in here. Okay, and then let's put a piece of stone back here. And let's go turn this on again. Alrighty. Let me kill some monsters. Let's get this. I'm going to get this filled, and I will be right back with you. So remember how I said Apotheosis makes things complicated? So Apotheosis actually is the thing that adds the spawner system in here, right? So I added more sugar to this just for fun, right? And apparently it decreases the minimum spawn delay. And I added 64, I guess. So if you wanted maximum spawn delay, that's clocks. If you wanted to raise the entities, you could do the gas tiers. Disable the spawn cap if you give it course fruit, apparently. Disable spawn conditions for a spawner. Give it a dragon egg. Spawn count of the spawner to 20. Raise the player activation range of the spawner to 50. Disable the need for nearby players for a spawner. Range of a spawner to 32. Redstone signal. Stuff like that. So there's some pretty cool stuff, but it's all from Hypothesis, and I don't know how I feel. I'm still trying to get Essence into here. It is taking a while. The spawner really isn't the best. So that's the thing. And yeah, so I'm just checking in with you guys. I think, real quick, I want to show you something on how I actually got the seeds that I did. So if you actually take wheat seeds, and this is actually inside the recipe. If you just press R on this, or no, U on this, I believe, there is a bucket. It says fluid to item recipe. All you do is you literally throw water or seeds into water. So here you go. Let's watch this real quick. So if you just toss it, immediately transforms. Okay. And of course you can get a whole bunch of seeds from it. And that's basically how I have been getting seeds. And you can see that's why I have so many seeds in here at the first place, is because of that. So yeah, that's a thing to keep in mind. Of course, don't do them all at once, because goodness, you unlock it a lot and you have to click through every single one of them. And it's not that fun, you know? And I mean, you only get XP for these, so I mean, kind of not the greatest, but it's okay. All right. Anyway, yeah, I'm kind of just working on that stuff still. Quickly, we can actually do something else here. So apparently to the quest book, it says if I throw these into a crushing wheel, I should be able to get glowstone. Okay, so that is how that works. Okay, so torches inside of a crushing wheel give you glowstone. 25% chance. So that's pretty nifty. And we need how many of these to actually get tier 3? That is 4. So we definitely need a little bit more here. So let's grab some coal. Throw that in here. Let's just throw all these torches in here. And we should have enough for 4 glowstone. And the thing is, I don't really care about range of this thing, because at the end of the day, this isn't a small room. I'm not going to really want more range. So that's a thing. But yeah. We should have enough glowstone here now to get 4 of those. Okay, now we need to get is 20 blink runes, and these are just default blink runes, by the way. So that's the thing. And also, if you wanted to, of course, you could replace them with any of these other type of capacities and all of that and all that jazz. So you also need to like get 4 ritual stones, which is reinforced slates, and blank slates. Apparently, you can do them with obsidian. This might be a wrong recipe. It might be changed. But the reinforced is just tier 2, blank slates to that. And then, of course, ritual stones are needed for a master ritual stone. And then a weak activation crystal, which is a seared melter inside of a blood altar with all... Is that? Yeah, a full blood altar. Okay. And then you get a ritual diviner as a reward. And then we're starting to get in towards lava production. So that is pretty nifty. But yeah, I'm kind of just, waiting a little bit here. And also putting a hopper on this thing. I forget. I did the hopper for dirt because it is literally 10 per granite. So every time the hopper put an item in here, it would literally just go out like instantaneously. I can't really do that with the reinforced slates due to the fact that it will try to shove everything in there. And that causes it to have like 64 items in the altar, which means that 1000 blink, or since these cost 1000 LP, 64 in the altar costs 64,000 LP. So try not to do what I just did, kind of thing. So I kind of forgot about that. It has been a minute, so it's okay. But I think it is wrapping up point here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you guys in episode 5. Bye bye.